Does it have to be so confusing? It seems like such hard work. Why are there so many rules? Hello again, learners, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the world of so and such. Two little words, but they can cause such a lot of confusion for even advanced learners. Let's clear up any confusion and let's get these structures into your conversation today. Let's go. First things first, why do we use so and such? Well, to give emphasis. We can say the car is fast, and that's okay, but we can say the car is so fast, and it's more emphatic. Let's recap the basics. We use so before adjectives and adverbs, and we use such before nouns or noun phrases. If that sounds confusing, let's see some examples. We'll begin with so. This car is so fast. She speaks so fluently. Mamma mia! The exam was so difficult. Now let's change those examples to use such instead of so. Remember, the meanings are exactly the same. This is such a fast car. She is such a fluent speaker. Marcello! It was such a difficult exam. Can you see the difference? Again, we're using so with adverbs and adjectives and such with nouns and noun phrases. Now, very often we extend sentences like this using that. This car is so fast that it wins all the races. This is such a fast car that it wins all the races. She speaks so fluently that people think she is a native. She is such a fluent speaker that people think she is a native. The exam was so difficult that almost nobody passed. It was such a difficult exam that almost nobody passed. The meanings are exactly the same. The only difference is the sentence structure. So, with adjectives and adverbs, and such with nouns and noun phrases. Now it's your turn. I'll give you some sentences and you have to transform them. If I use so, then you have to use such, and if I use such, then you have to use so. Let's go. The book was so interesting that I decided to buy it. It was such an interesting book that I decided to buy it. It was such a good meal that we decided to leave a tip. The meal was so good that we decided to leave a tip.
Yummy.
The match was so difficult that the players were exhausted by the end. It was such a difficult match that the players were exhausted by the end. Great, that's a really good start. Now, let's go to the next level. So much and so many. Now, so much and so many are both used to talk about quantities, to talk about large quantities of something. So what's the difference? When something is countable, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we use so many. There are so many books on the shelf. She made so many new friends at university. And if something is uncountable, we can't count it, then we use so much. There is so much water in the lake. They have so much money. Here we have an error check because things can get a little bit confusing. When we talk about countables and uncountables, we're talking about grammatical categories. That means that sometimes we get some confusing examples of things which might seem countable in reality, but are uncountable grammatically. Money is a really good example of this. Of course, we can count dollars or pounds or euros, but the idea, the general concept of money is uncountable. How much money do you have? Another really common and really confusing example is time. We can count hours and we can count minutes and we can count seconds. But again, the idea or the general concept of time is uncountable. How much time do you spend working every week? Now here's something that's going to make your life a lot easier. If you're confused about the difference between so much and so many, just use such a lot of. Such a lot of works with both. It works with countable and uncountable nouns. You can say such a lot of books, countable, such a lot of time, uncountable, such a lot of money, uncountable, and such a lot of friends, countable. So if you're ever in doubt, just use such a lot of. It's always going to work. Let's get back to it. Now it's your turn. I'll give you some examples. I'm going to use such a lot of in all of the sentences, but you have to decide if we need so much or so many. Let's go. She has such a lot of energy. She has so much energy. Whee! There are such a lot of people here. There are so many people here.
I want to go home.
They spend such a lot of time playing video games. They spend so much time playing video games. Finally, we've reached the review. Let's bring it all together. Let's make sure you can use these in your conversations today. I'm going to give you some sentences. You have to think of all the structures we've had today. So and such, so many or so much, such a lot of, and such a. Try to complete the sentences. Hey, I'm happy to see you. I'm so happy to see you. We had fun at the party that we didn't want to leave. We had so much fun at the party that we didn't want to leave. Here, such a lot of is also correct because remember, so much, so many, we can always use such a lot of, and that's fine. It was cold day that we cancelled the picnic. It was such a cold day that we cancelled the picnic. I'm so busy, I have things to do this week. I'm so busy, I have so many things to do this week.
Get back to work!
Just like before, with so many and so much, we can use such a lot of, and that's absolutely fine as well. This is long video. I wish it would finish soon. This is such a long video. I wish it would finish soon. And there you have it. That's how you can get so and such into your conversation today. Thank you so much for joining us on the channel today. Don't forget to follow along. Drop a comment for what you'd like to see in future videos in the 5 Minute Fluency series. See you next time.